Hey, hello and welcome, rookie card collecting friends. It's Victor, the rookie card specialist, coming at you today with an episode, kind of an odd episode, to be honest with you. It's a reaction video to my own video. I know that seems kind of weird, but I will typically do this exercise when I have meaningful conversations with others. I have done this in the past where I will take a interview like the one I had here with Chris, and what I do is I go back and listen to it, and I pluck out little nuggets that I feel can help the cause, and I love to reflect on things that have been said, chew on them, kind of regurgitate them to get a full understanding or maybe a new insight that I didn't have prior. And so that's kind of the exercise here today. We're going to review a couple of segments, a few segments of this video, and I'm going to expound on them a little bit because I want to give you guys some of my insight upon deliberation of what has already been said. So with that said, let's get right in. I'm going to start with the first segment here.
Guidelines, rules, systems that these are subject to the individual's review, and that if the individual can improve upon them or disagrees with them or has a separate system, that system should be evaluated on its own merits, for its own internal logic, for its own internal consistencies, for its own adherence to history, if that's the measuring stick, or its own adherence to another principle.
Okay, so here Chris gives a pretty strong thoughts on how he thinks it should work. And he seems to believe that every collector should have their own, that every rookie card should be subject to individuals' own review. And I kind of get what he's saying there, but I think that if we're not careful, we misinterpret what was truly being said in that statement, because if we're not careful, that's exactly why we're in the state that we're in. That's exactly why there is such chaos. The waters are so muddied because everybody has their own individual view of what a rookie card is. If we just take that nugget of what he said, we're taking it out of context, because when you expound on the entire conversation, he's saying, that he found that the true rookie card guidelines and best practices were of value as a baseline foundation of understanding. And then from there, we should build our own system and tweak it as to how we see fit. A good example of that was when we were talking about parallel cards. There was an instance where I'm more of a purist view, and I stick to only collecting the base rookie card. I do not like to collect parallel rookie cards, but when I'm sitting down to do the homework and studying the evolution of how the rookie card has evolved, I cannot deny that parallel rookie cards are desired by the majority of hobbyists, and they are indeed viewed as rookie cards. And this is how come I am just reflecting, right? Kind of what Beckett Publications did back in the day. They were just reflecting or recording what the hobby's desires were. And that's what I'm doing here with the rookie card guidelines and best practices. I am merely recording and stating that parallel rookie cards, there is a majority consensus that says that these are true rookie cards. Now, even though I said that in the document, me personally, I do not view them. Me personally, I prefer the base rookie card. And ironically enough, Chris was just the opposite. Chris views parallels as not true rookie cards. And so that's kind of like what he's saying there, based off the foundation that I've built. He's tweaked it in a way where he does not believe that parallel are true rookie cards. Oddly enough, though, that's what he collects. So that was kind of a pretty cool commentary there. So I want to move on to this next segment of the video. Hold on one second.
One guiding principle that sort of lurks in the background but isn't explicit in the rookie card guidelines is notifying the manufacturer that these methods of categorizing rookie cards are the collector's way of staking out our interest in preserving some sense of the notion of a rookie card that lines up with history and something to us. And that, to take it a step further, if I were to have a system of rules, one of the things that I would make as a limiting principle, a foundational pillar, is the idea that the manufacturer we should always be pushing the manufacturer in the direction of less, not more. If the manufacturer should feel encouraged to only put one rookie card in a base set, not 10, not 100, not 150.
Correct.
And the manufacturer, if they aren't disciplined by us as the collector, the manufacturer will make unlimited. They want to make as much as they possibly can in the short term, especially. But there is some thinking towards the long term. They don't want to, completely push people away, but they want to maximize the revenue that they can. But us as collectors, that's not necessarily in our best interest. If there's a bazillion rookie cards, there might as well not be any, because the thing that makes a rookie card special is the fact that in some sense it's limited. It's limited to the first year. It's limited to the base set. Limitations is a guiding principle. But there's also the guiding principle as well that it should be commonly available, that the card should be accessible to everybody, that everybody should have a fair shot at it, that we also shouldn't let the manufacturer or the community, we should allow them to think, hey, look, we value something that's commonly available as well. We don't want the rookie card to be the one of one from the set. The rookie card should be available to all collectors, should be widely available. So those are great principles that sort of emanate from.
Lots of powerful stuff there, man. Good content there. Chris just really broke it down. I would love nothing more than to, be able to influence the manufacturers some way, somehow. I find that task to be extremely difficult. With a concept of limitations, with less being more. And I've had people send me emails and comments with this exact verbiage. People were, the purist out there, and I consider myself a purist myself. We're very upset when I deemed the parallels as rookie cards, and they were saying you're not helping, you're just creating more rookie cards by doing this. But again, I have my convictions about parallels, and there is, again, like I just mentioned, an overwhelming consensus that says they are. And to me, it was more of a middle ground, like a compromise to meeting where the hobby is at. And my thing about the less is more, and I've heard this argument made before. That has never been one of the statutes of a rookie card. When you look at how things evolved in the 80s and 90s, one of the things that collectors loved the most is that there was more variety. Instead of only having one set to choose from all year, or only having 3 sets to choose from, as we evolved into the 90s and the 2000s, people enjoyed having a variety of product to choose from, because the singles market was just vast at that time. And so it's one of them. I hear the argument, but that has never been a thing with rookie cards. Less. Now I agree with there shouldn't be, a player shouldn't have 3 or 4 cards in a base set and all of them be considered rookie cards. That to me is nonsense. So solid points there, man. I mean, right there is a lot of a lot of good insight that was shared there, and an argument that I have crossed before, and that's typically where that's at, and how do you, how do you convince manufacturers to make less? I mean, I think it's impossible, and I think the fix really is to convince the manufacturers to create lines of clarity. That's truly the fix. We can establish the true rookie cards in base sets, and then from there we need to remove those RC logos and replace them with RY logos. And that to me is the true fix in this entire thing. But to tell manufacturers to make less of a certain player that the hobby is really wanting, that's going to be a hard sell. So with that said, I'm going to move on to the next point. Let's check it out. Using the Star Jordan and the Fleer Jordan, for example, both sides make good arguments. It's like, where do we land here? And I land on the side of like a star asterisk, meaning that this card is debatable as a rookie card. And there's only a handful of cards that I give that identifier to. But I would say even this Fleer Kobe, right? It really, I would have to lean towards row 2 as the true, and the other two are rookie year because nothing else lines up. Here is, this was the entire reason why I wanted to make this video, is because I misspoke here. Okay. And the 96, 97 Flair Showcase, and I'll probably leave a picture of them here, but it has the row 0, row 1, and row 2, as Chris was mentioning about here. But Kobe, I consider, in that specific instance, I consider all three of them to be true rookie cards. I consider it an image variant. When I sat down and I studied all the cards in question, and what I found out is that all three cards have the same back and the same card number. And it's only the front where you can really tell the difference. In that aspect, in my book, in my system, in the way that I do things, all three of the 96, 97 Flair Showcase, card number 31 of Kobe Bryant, row 0, row 1, and row 2 are all rookie cards. Which one is really like the base? That would be row 2. And that would be my stance. And I want to just, because I misspoke in this segment of the video. The last part that I'm going to get into here is perhaps my favorite part of this entire video. Hold on one second.
That's where I think I get nervous or worried about my own efforts in this arena, is that we don't want to be too disruptive of the status quo, and at least not all at once.
Right.
But instead, incrementalism and gradual change is better. A more conservative approach, a more Burkean approach, is to say, let's not shake the snow globe. Let's just, because there are a lot of institutions in place in terms of hierarchies and how people perceive and value things. And to throw that off or to alter it because of classifications or designations that significantly alter the way people look at things, if they do in fact significantly alter the way people look at things, that can be catastrophic for the stability of the market and for the desirability of collecting cards. If people say, well, look, I always thought that this was the true rookie card. I paid a bunch of money for this,
right? And
now it's not. Screw this hobby.
Right. Well said. No, and I am mindful of that, and I am cautious of that, and that's how come I always say, listen, I'm not diminishing the cards. Like I mentioned earlier, it's more of a classification or understanding. The concept of the rarest card or the most expensive card being the true rookie card, to me is outrageous. It's ludicrous. It's the loud minority that has that, and unfortunately that's what kind of grabs a lot of people's attention. But it's not it's not the silent majority, the regular guy that wants to collect his favorite player and can't afford not much more than a base set card or maybe a slight parallel. To me, that's the silent majority. And there has been such a devaluing of the base rookie card here in the last couple of years that, to me, that has more implications or ramifications long term than anything else. Because if I can't compete with the big boys and I'm just a small fish in a big pond, and I post my base rookie card because I'm excited about it, and all I get is a bunch of comments laughing at me, I'm out. I'm done. So it's like it's a delicate walk, man. And I appreciate your insight. That was my favorite. I think it was about 90 seconds of the entire video. I think both of us were speaking from the heart. I think Chris, as in tune as he is with the market, I do see and hear his concerns that perhaps my message can be a dangerous one in being, like, as he called, catastrophic to the market, where it can really discourage a lot of folks. But at the same time, I want to reiterate that, my goal here is not to, I think all the cards are awesome. I think rookie year cards, prospect cards, I think they're all awesome. And I don't want to diminish value on anything. It's not my heart's intent to diminish the value on any of these cards. I think they're all awesome, and I would love to own them all if I can. I am basically saying that we need to clear up the muddied waters. I am basically saying we just need to create lines of clarity for this thing. That's all. I can, and trust me when I tell you that I am aware of what Chris was saying here. And I want you guys to know that I can get nastier if I chose to do so, but I don't, because I am mindful of what my message can say to the hobby. I am mindful of the things that I say, but I can, if I wanted to, I can demolish Beckett Publications. I can demolish manufacturers and the shenanigans and I see a lot of things, but I'm very careful as to what things I bring up, and I'm very careful in the tone of voice that I'm using. And there's times where I will bring, here recently, I even gave Panini an attaboy. But at the same time, I can just totally speak harshly and really be a little bit more devastating of a message, harder than what my message is already is. But I choose not to, for what Chris is saying. And I think it's wise what he's saying there. Slowly and incrementally continue to press forward with my message and take it from there. But I do want you guys to know that I very, very careful with that. And I know words have power, and my words are weighty, and my message can be polarizing, but I want, that is, a lot of that is to grab your attention. But please know that at the core level, my heart is to improve this hobby. My heart is to bring lines of clarity in the rookie card. And I just want to share my passion with my viewership, with the hobby, with anyone who wishes to listen. And with that said, I think that's going to be it for this video. I'd love having this conversation with Chris. He's a big thinker, and I was very grateful to be able to share. I mean, even off camera, you just share ideas and share bouncing things off of one another. And it was just a great interview. I thank you, Chris, for your time. With that said, folks, listen, remember, not all rookie cards are created equal.
The true Jordan rookie from 1985.
Bullshit.
Until next time, buenos nachos, muchachos.